Hello. Hi guys, happy Monday. Trust that all is well with all of you. You would have been able to do something relaxing, rejuvenating, restful, something that will calm your heart, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. I trust that you were able to do something that would have caused you to feel refreshed, revived, refueled, and ready to go for this new week. I know sometimes some weeks you were unable to. So like last weekend, I was not able to have my self-care Sunday. So I had it on a Tuesday because my daughter's birthday was during the week. And so she had a little get-together line thing with some of her friends from school. And that was the Saturday. And then a child that they're like this, they were born a week apart. I left the mother in the hospital. They ended up in the same preschool, same primary school, and they've been friends. Her birthday, obviously, the week after, and her mother decided, oh, I'm going to bring her and her friends, including my daughter again, to the spa, and you will just do like a little spa day for them. So I had that this Sunday, after the Saturday, which I had my daughters get together. So no self-care happened that weekend, but Carnival Tuesday, y'all. I made up my mind though that I was going to take time with me, and I did. I washed my hair. I did my face. I didn't even want to put on brown powder today because I just wanted my face to just stay clean as it was. And so I just hope that even though you may not have gotten time during the weekend or any other weekend, that you find a day to take some time and spend some time with yourself, ensuring that you pour back into your cup all that you would have poured out. So today, I just want to do, hopefully this will be short. I know the last few videos have been a little long. I'm just hoping that this one will be short. I tried. But I really just want to encourage those of us. So a friend of mine, my good friend Aline, I'm sure everybody know by now when I say that, what I'm talking about. She had her first conference for the year. There are others. Please follow her on Instagram, Alcam. On Instagram, you should be able to see whenever, if you don't see it on hers, you will see it on mine whenever the next Dear Esther seminar is coming up. Her first one was last Sunday, y'all. Like I say, follow her and just look out for when the next one is. A good few women took the time to, and this one was on Zoom, and we spoke about royalty, we spoke about us being a royal priesthood. It so happened that smack dab in the middle of my part 2 of a royal priesthood, that was her topic. We did not have a conversation. I didn't know what she was going to talk about. I didn't know what her points was about. She didn't even know that I was sharing that on the devotionals. And it so happened that was her topic as well for the ladies. And I know sometimes we may have dreams, ideas, things that God will place in our hearts to do, and sometimes it just feels as if, why gonna tell them? Why gonna say? How I gonna? What I have? What I could possibly say to encourage? And I know we go through, those of us who actually take the step to actually do the things that God would have laid on our hearts to do. Sometimes, as we hear earlier, and as just be hoping and praying, at least one person is blessed by this devotional. Lord, even if it's for one. And I know sometimes you might be fearful. Well, her bravery was around bravery on a whole next level. Me, I just here talking to the camera, and I could just talk, knowing that I could edit it afterwards, and then you all will see it in the edited version. My son will add music, he will add the little intro and things, and he will make it look nice. But to do an actual seminar with how much plus people, squares upon squares, names upon names, just looking at you, waiting for the next thing that falling out of your mouth. That is next level. And I want to publicly congratulate her on an excellent, excellent seminar, and I'm looking forward to the next one. So you all stay tuned, and like I said, check out our page to be up to date as to when the next Dear Esther will be. My encouragement today, I was reading Joshua, and when I started reading Joshua, Moses had just died, and he commissioned Joshua to be the next leader for the Israelites. These stubborn, ungrateful set of people, most forgetful set of people. And I said, this young boy who was like Moses' aide, his little understudy, watching how he did things, and so much things popped into my mind, like sometimes we are good at something but we're not teaching the next generation, we're not teaching the next person. But that's another story for another day. Anywho, so Joshua was like Moses' sidekick, and is like he was almost being trained to take over when Moses died. And starting to read chapter 1, I mean, you have this great multitude of humans to lead. You would have been there witnessing all the struggles, all the trials that Moses would have had to go through, all the difficulty that he would have had to endure with them, their impatience, their forgetfulness, their ungratefulness, their complaining. He would have had to see that this is what I signing up for. And the opportunity to just ball, not me no ball. I real good. I mean, it was right there. I mean, I wouldn't have vexed with him if he decided, nah, pick somebody else. Pick somebody else. I'm not addressing this crowd right now. Please pick somebody else. I'm at a 10. I think Moses was at a 10. God was at a 10. And to come and to know that you are next in line to lead, I think that in itself was a challenge. However, it was encouraging and heartwarming to know that even though the challenge was going to be difficult, because Joshua was the one to now take them into the promised land, take them over the Jordan River. That, like when you read the story, read the whole chapter. When you read the story, the river was at its highest, and you are now going to do the exact same thing that your leader would have had to do, take them through an impossible waters to the other side and on dry land. And you literally had to do the exact same thing that your leader had to do before. And God is telling Joshua, don't be afraid. Be of good courage. And it was just an encouragement, like if your father telling you, don't worry about it, you'll be good, go ahead, you go and do it, you're going to be good, you're going to be good. I'm right here supporting you, you'll be good, I have your back right here. It was as if daddy was telling his son, go ahead, I'm here with you. I'm here with you, you don't worry about it, you just go ahead. So I'm reading from Joshua chapter 1, and I literally wrote in my Bible 1, 2, 3, 4 by every time Joshua was encouraged. So verse 1, it says, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses my servant is dead. Now then, you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I am about to give to them, to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. To say something here. I know sometimes we'll be singing some songs about every place that your feet will tread upon, you could claim it, and this was for Joshua. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon, and from the great river, the Euphrates, all the Hittite country to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give them. 1. Verse 7. Be strong and very courageous. 2. Be careful to obey all the law all the law my servant Moses gave you, do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful in wherever you go. Keep the book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I went across and I noticed at the end of chapter 1, verses 18 says, whoever rebels against your word and does not obey it, whatever you may command them will be put to death. So whoever don't obey whatever you tell them, they will be put to death. 4. Only be strong and courageous. Going back to verse 9 of chapter 1. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I want to encourage somebody with 10, 11 minutes in. Encourage somebody on this Goodly Monday. You may be thinking of starting a business. You may be thinking of changing your career path. You may be thinking of going on new adventures. You might be thinking about launching out into the deep. And by deep, I mean God may have placed on your heart a venture to start, a business to start, a shelter to start. He might lay on your heart a word to deliver. He might lay on your heart a seminar or a bunch of seminars that you're supposed to host and not only host, speak at and encourage those who would come to your seminar. You might be thinking about starting a church. I don't know. You might be thinking about going to Bible school. You might be thinking about doing a course in psychology. You might be thinking about doing a course in counseling. I just want to encourage you. If God has laid that thing on your heart, if God has directed you, instructed you to do fill in the blanks, fill in the blank, and be strong and courageous. And know that God not going to send you and just watch you go. Watch you go. It's like when your mother used to send you out to the shop when you're smaller for the first time, standing up and waiting for you to leave and watching you as you walk on the road and waiting for you to come back. He's not staying. He's going to go before, behind, on each side. He's going to be present with you wherever you go. So I just want to encourage any individual that may have something that seems very huge. It may be frightening. It may be overwhelming. It might make you so afraid. Doubting Debbie might be talking so loud. What you gonna tell them people? You qualified to speak to anybody? Your situation, the situations that you're planning to highlight, yours fixed? Yours good? You master so-and-so. What? You have no grounds. You're going on for that going on flop. Nobody not doing no seminar right now. Nobody not starting no new business right now. That are all going on flop. And she might be, that doubting Debbie might be talking so loud. But I want the word of God to you today. In whatever it is you're planning to do, whatever it is God lead on your heart, whatever it is God has commissioned you to do. Because Joshua was commissioned, my servant Moses had died, and you, my friend, you now in charge, and you are going to take them over into the land that I have promised to you and your ancestors. And it might be you, God commissioning you to do something, whatever that thing is. Be strong and very courageous. Do not be discouraged. Do not be dismayed. Do not be afraid, and know that the Lord your God is with you. I was so encouraged by this book, this chapter, that when I read it, I read it over and I went as look how much times in this one conversation you are repeating the exact same thing to this man over and over. Do not be discouraged. Have courage and do not fear. Have courage and be brave. Have courage and be bold. Have courage and do not fear. Have courage and do exactly what I tell you, because I am going to go with you. And so I just want to encourage that individual. It might be one, it might be zero, it might be just me talking to myself and reminding myself. And if there's somebody else, I just want to remind you as well that once God has commissioned you to do this thing, He is going to be with you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Be bold, be strong, and be courageous. So until next time, guys, that's my encouragement to me and whoever else. That's what I want to encourage you to do. It may seem huge, it might feel very overwhelming, it might feel like, nah, God, nah, somebody else. I'm not even qualified. I don't even have the resources. I don't have the finances to fund this dream. I don't have the connections to fund this task. And nah, best you tell so and so she had real money, she could organize that. Or best you tell so and so this one of our masters, she did her masters in communication. She should be talking to people and not me. And that might be ringing out in your head, but I want to remind you of Joshua, that God commissioned him, God promised to be with him, to never leave him, to go wherever he was going. All he had to do was be obedient. All he had to do was to stay true to the commands, all of the commands, all of the laws, all of the things God commanded them to do. That's all he had to remain faithful to. And God promised him to be with him. God encouraged him on 4 occasions, 1 chapter, 1 conversation. Be strong, be courageous, do not be afraid. And so that's my encouragement for us today. Like I said, it might just be for me when I watch this over how many other times after it's posted. But for me and whoever else needs this encouragement, this gentle reminder that you can do those things, all of the things that God would have laid on your heart to do, you can. And God will enable you and be present with you as you do it. Only be strong and very courageous. Have a great week.